He said he'd be spending the weekend at his friend's lake house for guy time. Then his friend posted a video of them on a boat with two women I'd never seen. I sent him a message that said, "I'm not upset you're on a boat. I'm upset you'll be swimming home without a relationship." Hi Reddit. I've never posted here before, but I need to get this out. Maybe it'll help me sort my head. I, 38 female, was with my boyfriend, Jude, 42 male, for 6 years. We weren't married, but we lived like we were. Bought a house together just outside Minneapolis. Had a golden retriever. Shared bills. Spent holidays with each other's families. That kind of thing. He was in IT. Remote job. Spent most days in the basement working. I'm a nurse. I work 12-hour shifts, mostly nights, and I won't lie, it's a grind. But I did it because I wanted us to build a future. I didn't think he was cheating on me. I honestly didn't think he had the energy. Anyway. Last month, he tells me he's heading to Brainerd for the weekend. Says his college buddy Jake is hosting a guy time weekend at his family's lake house. I remember laughing and saying, "What is this, a grown-up frat party?" He just grinned and said, "You could call it that." I wasn't worried. Jude had done these before. Usually once or twice a year. They'd grill, drink, play poker, whatever. I trusted him. Or I thought I did. He left Friday morning. I remember helping him pack some stupid Hawaiian shirt he thought was funny. Gave him a kiss goodbye, told him to be safe. He said he'd be back Sunday night. Saturday afternoon, I was off work, lounging with our dog Max and scrolling Instagram. Jake's profile came up. I never followed him, but his stuff's public. I tapped through his stories, not even thinking about it. And then I see it. A video on a boat. There's Jude. Standing next to Jake, laughing, holding a drink. Shirt off. Sunglasses on. Looking like he's having the time of his life. And then I see them. Two women. Definitely not part of the usual guys' weekend. One's in a red bikini, dancing on the deck. The other's sitting beside Jude, way too close. Her hand touches his thigh. He doesn't move away. He smiles. He damn leans into it. I froze. I watched that 15-second clip over and over. At least 20 times. Tried to convince myself it wasn't what it looked like. Maybe they were random girls who hopped on the boat. Maybe it was innocent. But no, it wasn't. It was the way he looked at her. The way she touched him. The way nobody else in the video seemed surprised or uncomfortable. This wasn't a surprise to them. This was normal. I texted him immediately. "I'm not upset you're on a boat. I'm upset you'll be swimming home without a relationship." No response. Not that hour. Not that day. He texted back the next morning. Just said, "Can we talk when I get back?" No explanation. No apology. Just that. He came home Sunday night like nothing happened. Walked through the door with his bag, said, "Hey babe," and tried to kiss me like we were fine. I held up my phone and played the video. Didn't say a word. Just stood there while he watched himself on the boat. He turned white. First words out of his mouth? "It's not what it looks like." I laughed. Loud. Bitter. "You gonna tell me she slipped and fell into your lap?" He tried to backpedal. Said the girls were friends of a friend. Said he didn't invite them. Claimed nothing happened. Swore up and down they were just being flirty, and it didn't mean anything. I asked him why he didn't tell me there would be women there. He shrugged. Said he didn't think it mattered. That's when I told him to pack his things. He didn't fight it. Just looked ashamed and started throwing stuff in a duffel bag. No dramatic begging. No real defense. Just quiet packing. Max followed him around, confused, tail wagging like he didn't understand what was going on. I didn't either, to be honest. That night, I sat in our kitchen and stared at the wall. Didn't cry. Didn't eat. Just sat there. Numb. It's been a week since he left. He's staying with his brother. Tried calling twice. I didn't answer. He texted once, said he misses us and wants to fix things. I haven't replied. I still don't know what to do. We shared a whole life together. Mortgage, memories, even a damn dog. But I keep thinking about that video. The way he smiled at her. Like I didn't exist. I don't think I can come back from that. So, it's been about 2 weeks since Jude moved out. I was slowly getting used to the quiet. The house felt different without him. Max, our golden retriever, kept pacing around the door, waiting like he thought Jude would walk back in any minute. And then something strange happened. Sunday night, I got a call from a number I didn't recognize. I let it go to voicemail. A few minutes later, I got a text. Hi, I know this is weird, but can we talk? It's about Jude. I think you deserve to know everything. Lena? I didn't know any Lena. I stared at the name for a while. Something in me said, don't ignore this. So I replied, who are you? She answered right away. I'm one of the girls from the boat. I froze. No way. We talked. She asked if she could call. I said yes. And what she told me next felt like a punch to the stomach. She had no idea Jude was in a relationship. He told her he was single, that he was just chilling for the summer and living the lake life. They met on Tinder 2 weeks before the trip. He told her he wanted something casual, said he had just gotten out of something serious. He told her I was his ex. She'd been talking to him regularly. Said he messaged her every day. They'd been out to dinner. Twice. Once in Minneapolis. He brought her to the boat because he said Jake was throwing a party and wanted to meet new people. Lena said she only realized something was off when she saw my text pop up on his Apple Watch during the trip. It showed on his wrist while they were talking. I'm not upset you're on a boat. I'm upset you'll be swimming home without a relationship. She said. His face dropped. He got up, walked away, and started swearing under his breath. That's when she knew something was wrong. She confronted him later that night. He told her I was just jealous and couldn't move on. That I was bitter and trying to ruin his fun. Lena didn't buy it. She looked me up the next day. Found my social media. Saw pictures of us together from just weeks ago. Birthday dinners. Walks with Max matching Halloween costumes. She realized he lied about everything. I thanked her for reaching out. I told her she didn't do anything wrong. She actually sounded like a decent person, just someone who got played. But then she dropped another bomb. Apparently, I'm not the only one. There's a second woman. Not just someone from Tinder. This one? She's been seeing Jude for months. Lena didn't have a name. Just said she saw texts from someone named Bree while using his phone to take a photo on the boat. She remembered because the texts were not friendly. They were relationship texts, full of heart emojis and can't wait to see you again messages. Bree had no idea Lena even existed either. So now here I am, alone in the house we bought together, holding onto this disgusting truth. That while I worked 12-hour shifts in a hospital, came home to cook dinner, walked our dog, and supported him through everything. Jude was running around behind my back with not one, but at least 2 other women. And he still had the nerve to text me like we could fix things. I haven't told him I spoke to Lena. Not yet. I haven't told anyone, really. Just my best friend, who offered to help me throw his clothes out onto the front lawn and light them on fire. Tempting. But I can't stop thinking about this Bree girl. Who is she? Does she know about me? Does she think she's the main girlfriend? I don't know what my next move is yet, but I feel it building, like a wave that's about to crash. It's been a few days since Lena and I talked. I've been trying to stay low-key, gathering info, trying to make sense of everything without going nuclear, yet. I hadn't heard from Jude again. No calls, no texts. Which, honestly, made things easier. But then I got a DM on Facebook. Not from Lena. Not from Bree. From a woman named Mara. Here's what she wrote. Hi. You don't know me, but I think we need to talk. I saw your photos with Jude. I think he's been living a double life. I'm so sorry. Double life. Not cheating. Not a fling. A full-on second life. I replied. Told her I was listening. What she sent me next made my stomach flip. Screenshots. Photos. A damn holiday card. Jude. With Mara. And her kid. Yes, her kid. The card said Merry Christmas from Mara and little Eli Blueheart, with a photo of the three of them standing by a fireplace, wearing matching pajamas. The same pajamas I bought for Jude. She told me they'd been seeing each other for almost 2 years. She thought he lived with roommates in St. Paul. He only came over on weekends, sometimes during the week if she wasn't working. She said he never let her come to his place because he said his roommates were messy and always had people over. She thought they were just slowly building towards something real. He told her he didn't want to rush because his last relationship ended badly and he was still healing. He even said he wanted a family someday, and she said her son Eli had gotten attached to him. Jude had met her son. He went to his birthday party. Bought him a little Spider-Man bike. Meanwhile, I was at home wondering why he didn't want kids yet, and thinking maybe we just needed more time. I asked Mara how she found me. She said Lena reached out to her. Lena had done her own digging, and when she found another girl on Instagram who kept liking Jude's posts, she messaged her. That was Mara. Turns out, Lena's a better detective than I'll ever be. Honestly, bless her. So now the total is 3 women. Me, 6 years. Mara, 2 years and a child involved. Lena, a couple of weeks, but enough to pull this thread and unravel it all. At this point, I was furious. But mostly, I felt sick. This wasn't just cheating. This wasn't even being a lying piece of trash. This was calculated. Planned. Kept up over years. The house he and I shared? Bought with both our names on the deed? He told Mara it was his cousin's place, and he was just crashing there after a breakup. I checked our Ring doorbell history. Times when he said he was working late? He was leaving around 5 p.m. and not returning until after midnight. On days when I wasn't home, sometimes he didn't come back at all. I looked at his credit card statements we shared. Hotel charges. Bars I'd never been to. Restaurants in St. Paul. Some weeks, he spent more money away than he did on our mortgage. This man was juggling 3 separate women, one of them with a kid, and living under my roof like everything was normal. I told Mara everything. She cried. We talked for an hour. She said she didn't know how to explain it to her son, who keeps asking where Jude is. I didn't cry. I just felt cold. Empty. Like every part of my relationship was fiction. I've been sleeping on the couch. Can't bear to go into our bedroom. Jude still doesn't know that I know about Mara. I'm not sure how I want to play it yet. I have options. More than he realizes. I own half the house. I know his banking info. I know the exact day he lied about being sick with the flu, but was actually at the zoo with Mara and her son. I have screenshots, timestamps, receipts, and I'm not letting this go. This story doesn't have a happy ending, but it has a real one. And maybe that's better. When I left off, I had just found out about Mara, about her kid, about how Jude was living a full-on second life. 3 women. Years of lies. The house we bought together? Nothing more than a place for him to reset between his performances. I sat with it for days. I didn't eat much. Didn't sleep. Just sat. Then I made a decision. I wasn't going to talk to him. I wasn't going to scream, cry, or beg for closure. I was going to hit him where it hurt. I waited until he messaged again. 3 days later, he sent, "Can we please talk in person? I owe you that." I said, "Sure. Come by Friday at 7. What he didn't know was that I had made arrangements. I called Mara and Lena. I asked them both, "Do you want to see the kind of man he really is? I'm giving you a front row seat." They both said yes. Friday, 6:45 p.m. I sat in our living room with both women. Lena brought a friend for support. Mara brought her sister. We were calm. Quiet. Max lay at our feet like he knew something big was coming. Jude walked in at 7:01. He was smiling. Then he saw them. All of us. Sitting together. His smile dropped. He looked like someone had punched him in the stomach. He froze in the doorway. Close the door, I said. He did. What is this? He asked, looking around like a kid caught stealing candy. An intervention, I said. Or maybe a funeral. Either way, take a seat. He didn't sit. Mara stood first. She handed him a printed photo of him with her son. You told me you wanted to be his stepdad. Lena spoke next. You told me you were single. I saw your Apple Watch. I saw her text. Then I stood. I handed him the hotel receipts, the texts, the photos, the printouts of everything I pulled from the shared credit card. I showed him the calendar I had judied with every night he was working late, matched to the charges in St. Paul. He didn't deny anything. Just stood there. Sweating. Frozen. I was trying to figure out who the real you was, I said. But now I know. You're no one. You're just a liar who likes to play pretend. Then I dropped the real bomb. I told him I had gone to the bank. I had already pulled my name off the joint accounts. I had talked to a lawyer. I filed a civil suit for fraud because I could prove he used our shared funds to support other women. Yes, it was a long shot, but it got his attention. And then I said the one thing that made him flinch for real. I sold my half of the house. What? He finally spoke. You didn't notice the for sale sign out front? I said. It's been there since Wednesday. I signed the papers yesterday. I didn't agree to sell, he shouted. You didn't have to, I said. You don't own the house anymore. He didn't know that when we bought the house, my parents helped with the down payment. In exchange, the lawyer put an option in the paperwork that said, in the event of fraud, I could sell my share back to my parents' trust. Guess what? Fraud counts. My parents bought me out. Legally. Fast. Jude was now co-owner with them. And they were already filing for partition. That means either he buys them out, or the house gets sold. And guess who doesn't have the money? I hope the boat was worth it, I said. Because your life just sank. He left without a word. Just walked out the door and didn't look back. Mara cried. Lena just shook her head. I poured us all wine. We didn't cheer. We didn't dance. It wasn't a celebration. It was survival. It's been a month. The house is on the Judite. Max and I moved into a small apartment downtown. It's not much, but it's ours. Mara's focusing on her son. Lena started therapy. We check in on each other now and then. Trauma bonding is weird like that. As for me, I'm okay. Not great, but okay. Sometimes revenge is loud, but sometimes it's quiet. It's cold paperwork and legal loopholes. It's making sure he can't hurt anyone else the way he hurt me. I wasn't perfect. I missed the signs. I trusted someone who didn't deserve it. I let things slide that I shouldn't have. That's on me. But I learned. And now I'm free.